Hi there, Rajat from StartupFrat, and today we are going to be talking about the sales process, the part of the whole marketing, sales, and advertising process where you actually talk about getting the money from the customer. Okay, now the sales process is preceded by the marketing and the advertising process. And each of these two processes are supposed to have provided a certain amount of information to the customer. And then the customer needs to have taken certain actions to prove that they are ready to get into this stage. Okay, sales stage. Now, usually when when we talk about sales and marketing, and especially when it comes to a lot of corporate professionals or independent professionals like doctors and lawyers and CAs, there's the risk is that you may be one of those people who may feel that, I want to do business, but I don't want to do sales. And the reason I don't want to do sales is because it makes me feel uncomfortable. And not only does it make me feel uncomfortable, it makes the other guy also feel, the customer also feel uncomfortable. And I don't want to be in a situation where two people are uncomfortable, right? So I want to do everything except the sales part. Okay, there is a huge kind of a boom in this whole digital marketing industry where people say that I just want to set up an ad on Facebook and it can sell products for me. And there are two issues about that. If you don't understand the sales process yourself, you cannot teach a machine to make that sale for you. Okay, so you need to understand the sales process yourself in order to make that machine understand how to do it for you. And the second issue is that people only buy certain things online. So there's only a little price range that you buy online. For example, you yourself may just think about what are the things you bought online without ever speaking to a person or walking into a store, or just look at your Amazon history. I mean, what are the things you buy online? They're typically in the very low ticket range. They're in the 300 to 900 rupee range at the maximum. And then if you've been on Amazon for a really long while, you may buy things worth 2,000-3,000 rupees also online. But nobody ever literally buys a fridge online. It's the same fridge. It's the same Panasonic fridge that you know that you want. You've already selected the model, but you don't buy it online. You want to walk into a store and have a salesperson assure you that this is the service they're going to give you, this is the warranty, etc. Have some financing options available. And you want to feel assured when you try to buy a 40,000 rupee product or 30,000 rupee product. So the issue is you can actually have Facebook do the selling for you, but you'll only be selling 300 rupee products. And the problem with Facebook is because everybody is advertising on Facebook, the price per advertisement is going higher and higher because more and more people are coming onto Facebook. So demand supply, my friends. Facebook has only so many impressions that it can serve, and the higher, there's a price war on Facebook as well, right? So what happens if your cost to run an ad is 450 rupees per consumption and your revenue from that ad or the revenue per sale is 350 rupees? Then you're basically losing money on the whole thing, which is why all these digital marketers, they don't have any products of their own, but they're trying to teach you how to do digital marketing. Well, if you were into digital marketing, why would you teach other people how to do it? Right? Yeah. So, it's really funny. Okay. Now, how does the sales process work? And in one of the webinars, I think I told you that I'm going to be teaching you a process where you will never feel uneasy, and the other person will also never feel uneasy. Not only that, I can guarantee you that they will be begging you to do business with you or to move to the next stage or to do, whatever. There are different stages. They will be the ones begging you. You won't have to convince them. You won't have to ask them. So today is that day when I walk you through that concept. Okay. And that concept is called, you'll never hear this anywhere because people follow this process in different forms. But in my world, to teach my team, I have called it the express highway approach. Okay. So, if you've ever been on an express highway from from Bangalore, on that Bangalore-Bombay highway, or on the Pune-Mumbai express highway, or on the Delhi-Chandigarh express highway, or any other express, this whole central government highways, national highway, what do you call the National Highway Authority of India, right? So these highways are built in a particular format, okay? And the format is like this, that you're going on your inner city road, and at a certain point, it says, there is a board that says, from here, turn left for the express highway. Turn left for the express highway. Okay, so there's a board, and probably the board is a big green colored board with white lettering, and in some cases they also have prices and stuff written on it, and it says it's a toll road. Okay, now when you start going on that highway, the highway is, let's say, like this, and there is another highway coming on, on the opposite side. So this one is going like this, let's say this one is going like this, there's a huge divider over here. Okay, and at different points along this highway, depending on where you want to go, you may cross one toll booth, you may cross two toll booths, you may cross three toll booths. At every toll booth, you got to pay money. Okay, so if you're going from Bombay to maybe Lonavala, you would cross maybe one toll booth. Okay, you'd have to pay 80 rupees or whatever. If you're going from Bombay to Pune, you'd have to cross two toll booths. You'd have to pay toll 2 times or pay twice the amount of toll at the first toll booth or whatever. And then if you want to proceed onwards onto Bangalore, then there's another 10 toll booths before you reach Bangalore, and at every toll booth you got to pay 60 rupees, 70 rupees, whatever it is. Okay. Now if you're sick and tired of paying money again and again, what you can do is they have these exits. You can choose to exit. You can choose to exit. You can choose to exit. Okay. So if you don't want to pay the money, you can choose to exit. So they've made these exits, multiple exits between the actual toll plazas, and every exit is marked by a board. Here's where you exit, here's where you exit. Okay. Now, if you exit, it means only two things. Either you don't want to go to the destination, or you're going to try to find another longer, painful route to go to the destination, which could be even free. So if you exit and you take a small village road and you want to spend 10 times the amount of time to reach that destination, that's fine. Okay, you can actually exit anywhere you want, and then you try to find your own way. Or maybe you don't even want to go all the way to Bangalore. You say, I only wanted to go to, let's say, Mahabaleshwar, so I exit out of here. That's fine. Okay, so this is the express highway approach. Now we use a similar approach when we go to make a sale, and typically you will be making a sale at a certain ticket size or more, because I already discussed in the previous video, if you're trying to sell a product worth 350 rupees and wasting your time with 1000 customers trying to sell 350 rupee product, your time will be wasted and you will run out of money and your business will be bankrupt. Okay, so where are my pens? Okay, now this is your advertising and marketing process. Okay, and this is a board which says that if you want, you turn left over here and get onto the express highway. Okay, and the board is made clear in a way that everybody can read it, and nobody can say, well, I never saw the board, right? It's big and prominent, and then there's an actual turn that you have to take in order to get onto the highway. It's not like a normal road suddenly becomes the express highway or something. No. Okay, so so this is how we get a customer onto the express highway. They have come on this road, we have advertised to them, we have marketed to them, and as part of the whole arrangement, we've sent some information to them. They already know what they want to know. Okay, so they're at a certain stage where they have to take a decision whether they want to get onto this express highway or not. Okay, and when they get onto the express highway, the intention is very clear, that I'm going to provide you the features, benefits, and the pricing, and the intention is this. Both of us have the intention that if all goes well, you will be making this purchase. Okay. Now there are 4 critical questions that this board is formed by 4 critical questions that you ask, and if you keep asking these 4 critical questions in every single sales meeting that you have, even if you want to sell something worth 5 lakh rupees, you can do that. Okay, and why I say that is because I have done that myself as part of some of the businesses I have dabbled in. I have also been into high-end healthcare where installations are 5 lakh rupees and above. And the critical thing was you needed to know the answers to those 4 questions, that would put you in the right position. The first question, of course, is if all goes well, do you have the budget? And if they say, well, I don't have the budget, what's the point of wasting the time with that customer, right? You say, whenever you have the budget, you can come back. Okay. There's a certain fashion in which Mercedes cars are sold as opposed to Maruti cars. When a customer walks into a Maruti showroom, the salesman goes right into, okay, this is the car, you know, this is the features, this is the tire, these are the 5 seating, this is how the AC works, this is this, that, the other. Or when you walk into a Mercedes showroom, what is the first question they're going to ask you? They're going to ask you, what car do you already drive? Okay. And if you tell them I drive a, let's say, an entry level car or something, they're not going to waste their time with you. They're going to figure out ways to, okay, sir, when we have a promotion, we'll give you a call. Please write down your details. Right now, not available. Do you want to take a test ride? No, sir, right now the car is not available, or whatever it is. They know they don't want to waste their time with you, right? So you want to pre-qualify your customers, okay? So now, when they get on this highway, okay, there are different points where they will be plied with a toll. Now this toll will come in different formats. The toll is, if you ask them a question, they have to answer it. If you ask them a question, they have to answer it, right? So get into the habit of asking difficult questions and get into the habit of expecting answers. If they say, we'll get to that later, first tell me what your product is and tell me the price, then they don't go ahead. You don't go ahead too. You say, well, the way it works is that I need to know, right? Otherwise, there's no point talking about it, right? So get into that habit. Okay. In the last webinar, there are a lot of people who were into affiliate marketing and they were like, should I do more demos in order to get, you know, over the pandemic slowdown, etc. Yeah, I mean, you have to do the hard work, but if you don't do it properly, or if you're trying to make a sale in the advertising stage, then you will lose. Right? Because you will do 100,000 demos, your whole life will be wasted, you'll never make any money, and then you will blame either your affiliate marketing company or the government or the post-pandemic slowdown or demonetization or something like that, right? Okay, so the first thing that they can do is when you ask questions, they have to answer. Okay, by this time, hopefully you have already trained them to understand that this is a two-way process, that two people in a team, you and I. Now we may not reach the final conclusion together, and you can take any kind of these exits that will come during the process, but till that time you decide to take the exit, me and you are a team, so we have to go on this process together. If you browbeat me and tell me, okay, that's fine, just tell me what you have, give me a product demonstration or tell me about your product and tell me the pricing and I'll get back to you, then they're obviously not behaving like a team member. So do not waste your time with them, right? Now, there are polite ways to do that. You don't want to be rude to anyone, but just understand that this is the control that you have, okay? The second thing is that once they clear the toll, while they keep clearing the tolls, you will also give them exit options, okay? So you will say that assuming that all goes well at this point in time, in 45 minutes from now, at the end of this presentation, I am going to be expecting that you will be making a payment, and in what form will you be making the payment? And if they say, well, I will not be making a payment, then you say exit. You'll say, well, let me do this. I will give you a perfectly good resource where you can get all of this information for free. And then once you've gone through this, you can always call me back and we will restart from here, right? So you give them an exit and you give yourself an exit too. Okay, no point wasting your time with that kind of person. So, or that kind of prospect who may not be in a good position to buy from you at that point. Okay, and then there is another toll where you say, okay, now this is what I want you to do. And I want you to open up your Facebook and I want you to go here. And I do little things like this during the sales presentation in order to drive compliance, which is me and you are on the same page. So can you go to Facebook and can you go to our website and just check it out and all of that. And then at any point, if I feel that they are trying to be the decision takers, they are obviously the decision takers. But if they try to be high-handed or say, okay, let's not do this, just tell me the price or something, then I'll again let them get the next exit. Okay. And if there are people who are compliant, who are like on the level, and then I ask them questions and tell them things which make sure that their assurance level is increased. So there are 4 emotions that you need to transfer to the customer, which is assurance, trust, excitement, and the 4th is urgency. So we'll talk about that in a different video. And if you're doing all of that in a stage and they are walking by all the toll plazas, and certain products may actually require a down payment or they may require a booking amount and they have to pay that. So if you go to get a home loan, the expectation is that to get a 50 lakh rupee loan, you have to pay me a processing fee of 6,000 rupees today, right? It's only a small percentage of the total loan, but it's a booking amount, which basically is a toll plaza that shows you that, okay, we are in the right direction. We're going in the right direction all the way towards the goal. If a person says, I don't have the check, but tell me more about the loan, then the loan officer knows that they're wasting their time. Have you ever tried to take a loan and then tell the loan officer, I don't have the processing fee, but I still want to know? They'll probably not waste their time with you. They'll say, just go to our website. We have all this information over there, right? Now, so that's it. And then when I was doing this whole export consulting stuff back in 2007, my customers were the people with the factories in Pimpri, Chinchwad and all that. And they would actually charge customers 5,000 rupees, which in those times was about $100, just to give a quotation. They would actually give a quotation only in return for money. And I was the sales consultant, so I was basically gonna make the deal happen. And I was like, why do you do that? And they're like, I'm not gonna make my best paid managers and directors of sales or whatever, the guys who actually make the quotations, waste their time over every inquiry that comes in. So the customer needs to pay. If they're really serious, they need to pay $100. It's not a big amount for a 10 crore rupee engagement, right? So 5,000 rupees is nothing. So they need to pay, and then we'll give them a quotation. And I never understood that at that time, but now I understand that much better, that, okay, so if you're going to do a 10 crore rupee deal, what's 5,000 rupees to get a quotation? It's nothing. If you're not willing to pay 5,000 to get a 10 crore rupee quotation, then chances are you're not even looking in the first place. So a lot of times there are junior level employees in these companies who are trying to waste everybody's time by just collecting this information. And it's a waste of my time. So that is how the express highway works, and you go all the way to the end. By the way, by the time you reach the end, you are certain 99% of the time, and they are certain 99% that this is going to happen. So by the time you ask for the check, there is no uneasiness or discomfort or anybody being uncomfortable and all of that. Okay, so this whole express highway consists of at least 4 toll plazas and at least 4 exits, and we're going to be talking about in detail in the coming future. But just imagine this diagram. Why I created this diagram for my team, who handles my incoming customer calls and things like that, is because once you have this diagram, you understand conceptually that you have the control. Okay, if they don't pay the toll, you give them the next exit. Okay, if they don't pay the toll, you give them the exit. And you have to build in the tolls so that they have to decide that I'm going all the way to Bangalore or whatever. And at a certain point, if they're happy, like Mercedes has that. If you try to go and buy a Mercedes car, they will make you jump through a bunch of hoops. And you may decide at the end of the day that you're not buying a Mercedes. That's fine. But at least you're the type of customer who, if you don't buy the Mercedes, you'll at least go and buy an Audi, right? So at least they invest their time with the right kind of customer. Okay. And if you decide that I was only going to go till the test drive and I've got the quotation and I've decided in favor of an Audi, that's totally cool. You can get exit over here. You can, it will take you to Mahabaleshwar. You'll never reach Bangalore. That's cool. But at least you had the right kind of person driving on this highway, and till whatever time they are on the road, they have paid their due share of toll. And toll can come in terms of, things that they do personally or things that they do with their money, which is, book a test drive today for 500 rupees or whatever it is, right? So that's how this whole thing works. I will see you in the next video. Till that time, I would like you to just literally think about this and get this ingrained into your head. I can guarantee you that this one thing will triple your sales conversions today if you just figure out how to build those 4 tolls and those 4 exits. Okay, how did you find this video? Do you think it is valuable? I want you to like and comment in the comments below, because unless you do that, the group is now 1,200 plus people. You're not going to see future videos, and then you're going to miss the webinars where all the real action happens. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.